Have you ever felt like you're pouring your heart into a relationship, doing everything you can to show love, yet somehow your partner doesn't seem to notice? Or maybe the reverse has happened. They say they love you, they show it in their own way, but for some reason, it just doesn't land with you. That disconnect, that frustrating gap between giving and receiving love, is more common than most people realize. And it's not because love isn't there, it's because we all speak different love languages. The idea comes from Dr. Gary Chapman, who identified 5 primary ways people give and receive love. He called them the 5 love languages. And here's the fascinating part. While we might use all 5 to some extent, most of us have 1 or 2 that feel the most natural, the most powerful, the most real. When someone speaks our love language, it's like turning up the volume on love itself. We feel seen, valued, and connected. But when our love language is ignored, even the best intentions can fall flat. In this talk, we're going to explore each of the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. We'll break them down with simple explanations and real-life examples so you can recognize your own love language, understand your partner's, and strengthen the bonds that matter most. Because at the end of the day, love isn't just about how much we give. It's about making sure it's received in the way that matters most. For some people, love is best expressed through words, simple, spoken reminders that say, "I see you, I appreciate you, I love you." This is the love language known as words of affirmation. It's about using kind, uplifting language to make your partner feel valued and cherished. Compliments, encouragement, thoughtful messages, all of these can mean more than flowers, gifts, or even grand gestures. Think about it. A sincere, "I'm so proud of you," can carry more weight than an expensive dinner. A whispered, "You make me happy," can feel more intimate than anything money can buy. For someone whose primary love language is words of affirmation, these small verbal cues fill the heart with warmth. On the other hand, silence, or worse, harsh criticism, can feel crushing, even if love is being expressed in other ways. Words of affirmation don't have to be dramatic speeches. They can be short texts in the middle of the day, little notes tucked into a bag, or simply saying thank you for something small your partner did. The key is sincerity. Empty compliments don't work. Real love shines through honest words. So if your partner's love language is words of affirmation, remember this: speak love out loud. Don't just assume they know. Tell them, remind them, celebrate them with words. Because for them, love is heard as much as it is felt. For some people, love isn't something they want to hear. It's something they want to see. This is the love language called acts of service. It's about showing love through actions, through the little things you do that make life easier, smoother, or simply more joyful for your partner. The old saying, "Actions speak louder than words," fits perfectly here. Imagine this. Your partner has had a long, exhausting day, and when they come home, you've already cooked dinner or tidied up the house. Maybe you've filled up their gas tank or taken care of an errand they were dreading. To someone whose love language is acts of service, those gestures don't just feel helpful, they feel like love itself. Each action says, "I see you, I care about you, and I want to lighten your load." But here's the catch. Acts of service only work when they're done willingly and with love. If you're doing chores grudgingly or expecting something in return, the meaning is lost. It's not about obligation, it's about intention. And just like with words of affirmation, the absence matters too. Ignoring responsibilities, breaking promises, or failing to help when it's needed can feel like rejection to someone who thrives on this love language. So, if your partner's love language is acts of service, remember, it's not the size of the act that counts. It's the thought, the effort, and the willingness to say through your actions, "I love you, and I'm here for you." Now, for some people, love is best expressed in something you can hold in your hands. This is the love language called receiving gifts. And let's be clear, it's not about materialism or expensive things, it's about thoughtfulness, about the meaning behind the gift, about the message it carries. I was thinking of you when you weren't here. A gift, no matter how small, becomes a physical reminder of love. It could be something as simple as bringing home their favorite snack after work. It could be a handwritten note tucked into their bag. It could be a flower picked on the way home or a souvenir from a trip. For someone whose love language is receiving gifts, these tokens aren't just objects. They're symbols of attention, of care, of love that is visible and lasting. On the flip side, forgetting a birthday, an anniversary, or missing a meaningful occasion can feel deeply painful for someone who treasures this language. To them, it doesn't just feel like forgetfulness, it feels like being overlooked. The beauty of this love language is that it's not about price, it's about presence. A meaningful gift says, I notice you, I know what makes you smile, and I took the time to bring a piece of that joy to you. So, if your partner's love language is receiving gifts, don't wait for big holidays or special occasions. Surprise them with little tokens, thoughtful gestures, reminders that love doesn't have to be spoken or acted out. It can also be held, seen, and cherished. For many people, love is spelled with one simple word: time. This is the love language called quality time, and it's all about giving someone your full, undivided attention. Not half listening while scrolling through your phone, not sitting together but lost in separate worlds. True quality time means being present, mentally, emotionally, physically. Think about how powerful it feels when someone looks you in the eye, puts distractions aside, and makes you the center of their focus. For someone who values quality time, that presence communicates louder than any gift or compliment ever could. It says, "You matter. You're my priority. This moment is for us." Quality time doesn't always mean planning elaborate dates. It can be as simple as cooking together, taking a walk, sharing a coffee, or sitting down for a real conversation. It's the activity that matters less. The connection is what matters most. And often, it's the little rituals, like a nightly chat before bed or a weekly walk, that mean the world. On the flip side, distractions cut deep. Canceling plans too often, constantly checking your phone, or failing to listen actively can make someone who treasures quality time feel unloved or invisible. So, if your partner's love language is quality time, remember this: presence is the greatest present you can give. It's not about filling the hours with noise. It's about filling them with attention, presence, and shared experiences that create lasting memories. For some people, love is felt most strongly through closeness, the warmth of a hug, the comfort of a hand to hold, the reassurance of a gentle touch on the shoulder. This is the love language called physical touch. And while every love language has power, this one is often misunderstood. It isn't just about intimacy in a romantic sense, it's about everyday gestures that create safety, connection, and belonging. Think about how soothing it feels when someone hugs you after a stressful day, or the simple joy of sitting shoulder to shoulder while watching a movie. To someone whose primary love language is physical touch, these little moments are huge. A kiss on the forehead, holding hands during a walk, cuddling on the couch, all of these speak volumes. To them, touch isn't just contact. It's comfort, reassurance, and a way of saying, "I'm here, you're not alone." But the absence of touch can feel painful. A lack of physical closeness might leave them feeling unloved, even if words or gifts are present. That's why it's important to understand what makes your partner feel safe and cherished. And remember, it's not about quantity, but quality. A thoughtful, genuine touch carries more meaning than anything forced or careless. When done with presence and intention, physical touch becomes one of the most powerful ways to say, without words at all, "I love you and I'm with you." So here's the truth. Love is not one size fits all. We each give and receive it in different ways, and sometimes the language we speak isn't the same as the one our partner understands. That's why the concept of the 5 love languages is so powerful. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Each one is a unique expression, but all of them carry the same goal: to make the person we care about feel loved. The key is awareness. Discovering your own love language helps you understand why some gestures move you deeply while others fall flat. And learning your partner's love language can transform your connection. Suddenly, you're not just loving them in your way, you're loving them in the way they actually feel it. That shift creates understanding, harmony, and closeness that lasts. Of course, no one speaks only one love language. We all need a mix. But when we take the time to notice which language speaks the loudest, we bridge the gap between intention and reception. So, as you think about your own relationships, ask yourself, what's my love language? What's theirs? And how can I love them better in the way they understand most? Because when love is spoken fluently in their language and yours, it doesn't just connect hearts, it strengthens them.